LeBron James night. So this is playoff games with 40 points and 10 boards. Shaq on top of that. In the last 50 years with 12,
I was a bad
LeBron
mother. Shut your mouth.
Chuckster. Anytime you make that list, Chuckster, you got to be
Pretty
proud
good.
of it. Yeah, that's good.
Wait, was that the Unabomber
What are you talking about?
in Cleveland? Was that the Unabomber?
I'm so confused.
Put LeBron back up there. Is he the black Unabomber? What is that?
Yeah,
Where's it at?
I don't know. It's
Yeah, that was.
What is that, Kenny?
that.
Well, it might be cold in the.
It ain't that damn cold.
Well, you
He
need
in
a hood and a
Alaska. First of all, he inside.
You need a hood and a hat. I would say the outfit is extreme.
Thank you.
Has this got 7 games written on it?
6.
That wasn't his question, buddy.
The one thing.
No, buddy.
The one thing that you do see is there are advantages that Indiana will have throughout the series. How often they can get into those advantages are going to be the difference. So, LeBron has, when he plays the way he does, he doesn't allow you to get into those advantages because he's scoring at such a clip. But when the game hits those 15-minute spats, you see that Indiana has advantages that are going to be in every single game. It's going to be how long they can be in it.
Well, the advantage for Indiana right now, they feel good. They won game 1, lost this game by 3. So game 3 is going to be another big game for Cleveland. Now, we know everybody plays well at home, so they're feeling good about going home. Lance has his antics, and Oladipo's going to be, sleeping in his bed, feeling it. So another
Pacers
tough
beat them
game
both times in that game in the regular
another tough game for
season,
the
too.
Cleveland newcomers.
Let me say 3 things. Number one, the injury to Kevin Love, that might turn out to be a big deal. That might turn out to be a big deal. But to me, the key is going to be Miles Turner and Sabonis. They've got to establish themselves down low. They can't just live by Oladipo. He's been fantastic. Those other guys, but Miles Turner and Sabonis, they got to dominate in the paint. The Cavs are weak down low from a defensive standpoint, but Miles Turner and Sabonis are the 2 guys who can dominate in the paint to a certain degree.
I agree. That's why I started. Don't hold my hand anymore. But the other part, like I said, the fact that Victor Oladipo has an advantage when you switch is not going to change. And then when you switch, the fact that Collison is shooting at a 50% clip just for the regular season and probably even better in this series, that's not going to change. So that advantage is never going to be different because he has the advantage to get there. Now, LeBron has to get 40 to make you not be in that. And slow your roll down offensively and not let you get in transition. Because when they get in transition, Lance Stevenson is more athletic than their wings, Wolf Korver, and even at times J.R. Smith. So they have the advantages, but can they be in it for 25 minutes in a game?
Well, you have to ask yourself, can LeBron get 45 3 more times? And I don't believe he can. Somebody else on that team, got to step up. Some guys on that team, whether it's Clarkson, whether it's Hood, or Tristan Thompson, I don't know what's going on there. But like I say,
DNPCD. That's what's going on there. Played 159 in game 1. DNPCD game 2. That's what's going on there.
Would you play him?
I would play him.
Okay, I would too.
Yes,
I would
play Tristan Thompson.
100-97,
That's a snack hoodie, buddy.
final score.
That's a snack hoodie.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I was fortunate enough to go to San Antonio, and I had a chance to spend a lot of time with Pop, actually 3 days, and couldn't have been any more gracious to me when I was in college, and welcomed me with open arms, took me to dinner, spent a lot of time with him, then coming here to OKC. He's always reached out to me, and obviously I was really upset to hear about the passing of his wife, and my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. And I just wanted to say that before this started about the game, because I was really moved by it when I found the news out after the game was over with, and I really feel bad for him and his family, and my prayers and thoughts are with them.
When you play basketball, man, I don't even know what to say. I mean, It's tough, man. But this game is a beautiful game. It brings people together. You build friendships over, from playing the game, and you get so much support from so many people that you would have never crossed paths with if it wasn't for basketball. And just want Pop to know that the whole NBA family is supporting him, and got his back through it all. It's bigger than the game. It's bigger than winning or losing. It's about the brotherhood that we've built as NBA players, everybody in the NBA family.
And I know we talked about this earlier tonight, but let's just, one more time, we can go around the table here, Shaq, and we'll start with you on what Pop is going through now.
Man, I'm sure he's feeling it right now. My thoughts and prayers go out to Pop. Great guy, does a lot on and off the court. Military man, have a lot of respect for him. He was in San Antonio when I was in high school, and my father informed me that he gave me a pair of shoes when I disrespected Pop one day, and my father told me, don't ever disrespect a military man again. And he's just always been nice and gracious and courteous, and I can't imagine what he's gone through. Married to his lovely wife for 40 years, and she's not with us anymore. So, my thoughts and prayers go out to Pop, Spurs organization, his grandchildren, his kids. I'm sure he's feeling it right now.
Yeah, again, thoughts and prayers goes out to the Popovich family. He has created a culture of basketball that everyone emulates. So we would only imagine that culture was created by how he does it in his household. And very rarely do people act differently inside their home than they do outside. So I'm sure that the appreciation that his wife had for him and he had for his wife, and she was probably big in turn of teaching him the culture of how to raise men in the NBA. He's been an activist. He's been all of those things. So in terms of in the forefront of basketball, which we understand that there had to be some great woman beside him to help him articulate that, feel that, and nourish that, and relay that to the players that he coaches today.
Once you part of a sports family, you get to know, you don't know everybody spend a lot of quality time with them, but you get to know them. And every time I've been around Coach Popovich as a player, as a commentator, he's just been unbelievable. I'm not talking about just the coaching. Everybody know the Spurs are the best organization in the NBA. But I'm talking about as a person. And the stuff he talked about politically, I admired and respected. And this is just, all you can do is say, give me your thoughts and prayers. I never know how another person feels. I hate when people say, I know how you feel, because every situation, every relationship is different. And I just want to wish him, his family, I don't know how old the grandkids are, but just the entire community of San Antonio, because, man, they have the best fan base. In my opinion, they have the best fan base in the NBA.
Go ahead.
Because that's all they got.
Yeah.
And when you go to San Antonio, you see they love the Spurs. So that whole city is probably hurt, and I just want to wish the whole city of San Antonio the best.
I think about what I just heard from Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller as they were closing out their telecast, and they talked about sitting down with Pop to talk about the game. But before that, he can only open up his phone and show him a picture of one of his grandkids. Mm-hmm. And being the only grandfather on the set here, look, I can relate. And for me and Cheryl, that's one of the joys of our lives is enjoying these grandchildren and watching them grow up and watching your kids be parents. And now I think about Pop, and I think about him going solo down that road now, and that's tough. So we're praying for you, Pop.
Yes, indeed.
Praying for the entire family for comfort and peace in a really tough time. We'll be back.
Is your hand okay?
Yeah, that's fine, yes.
Had to be quite a scare though when you get.
Yeah, saw the replay too. It didn't look good. hurt pretty bad. Initially, I told Ty afterward that could have gone back in, but I think he liked the flow out there, and guys made big plays down the stretch. So, it's not gonna feel great tomorrow, but throw some ice on it, tape it up, and be ready to go.
Did you get an X-ray or anything?
X-ray came back negative.
Anything else?
Yeah, you had. I think you were 5 of 15 tonight. You're doing other things, but what is it? These first 2 games about just finding your shot.
Well, I think in game 1, every shot was away from the basket. I didn't even touch the paint. So I feel like tonight I did a better job of that. Had a few go in and out. But a few others, go my way, and it's a whole different game for me. So, I expect that to be different heading forward.
To that point, you're in the paint a lot more tonight. How much does that new starting lineup kind of open things up for you personally?
Definitely with Kyle out there looking to, get me open and vice versa. Braun playing downhill, he really set the tone tonight. So I think it only helps us.
Those pin downs Kyle was doing for you, was that just kind of game flow, or was that something you guys been working on together?
Yeah, just game flow, and Kyle's a really smart player, so he looks for that kind of stuff, and that's a play in transition. You just try to go and run, find his man, and if they're overplaying him, just he'll go and set a screen for you, and you just got to knock it down.
So just to be clear, Kevin, I'm sorry. Do you expect to play in game 3?
Yeah, yes.
Anything else?
Just with his lineup, you've been to all these finals with JR. You spent almost 2 years now with Kyle. Is there something about a familiarity with the guys in this lineup versus any other lineup that you can play, and how that may help, especially early in these playoffs?
Yeah, I think more than anything, just starting the game, just being familiar with one another. I think that definitely helps. And then just bringing the other guys along. I think just having different guys come off the bench and bring a lot of energy for us is going to prove to be big for us moving forward. But I think initially just getting that, especially after game 1, getting that a better start was big for us.
How anxious were you to get out there and get it right?
Yeah, Ty texted me after the game, said he was thinking about it. After game 1, and just asked how my foot was doing, and if I thought I'd be able to go, and I told him I'd be ready if he wanted me to. So I've kind of been preparing for it for a couple days, and I said it yesterday, but I was just ready to just go out there and play hard. I feel like it's been a while since I've been able to really compete, and it was a great atmosphere tonight. It was a game that we needed to win, and I thought, guys, it wasn't pretty the whole time, but we did what we had to do. We got some stops when we needed them. And obviously LeBron was amazing.
Talk about the defensive plays you made, diving on the floor, breaking up passes, and that seemed to really spark everybody.
Yeah, I think that's every moment is big in the playoffs. Moments can change games. Moments can create a run, and so I think that's on all of our minds. If there's a loose ball, dive on the floor. If you can take a charge, do that. The playoffs are all about scrapping and whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. So, but it was, like I said, it was just fun to be out there competing again tonight.
How are you feeling? Your illness and your foot and everything.
I feel good. I feel good. A little tired. Go home and fill our cup and be ready to go again in a couple days.
This might be a dumb question, but when he has a start like that, does he suddenly become the first option on every play down court?
Yeah. He's the first option usually, and all the time. But I think when he comes out with that type of mentality, he just sets the tone. He lets them know that he's here to play. I think it gives us all confidence. I thought that was really important for him to come out and do that tonight. And like I said, he really just set the tone for the whole game.
Kyle, how different is it when sometimes he'll come out and get you all going, and then like a night like tonight when he's...
Yeah, I think that's he's just trying to feel the game, and I think he needs to do both. This whole thing is we roll how he rolls. So there's moments when he has to try to get us all going or get us a shot, but a lot of our shots are predicated off him putting his head down, driving to the basket, and kind of creating things for us. That's how we play. We don't run a motion offense or anything like that. We give Bron the ball and say go to work. Tonight he was really special.
I don't know if anyone mentioned this to you yet, but JR said, really you deserve the credit for Bron's start because you caused so much defensive attention.
You don't need to say all that. Nah, you don't need to say anything to me. I think switch out there too. I think putting as much shooting as we can around Bron is always a good thing for us, and it creates other things that we got to work through as well. But I think tonight it was important for us to have a really good start. I think after game one we all saw what happened, and just our energy wasn't there, and so I thought that the thought tonight was to put a lot of shooting around him and let him be really aggressive and kind of get us all going.
Kyle, we've talked a lot this year about this team's identity and trying to find it with all the changes, all the different lineups. When you guys play the all-shooters lineup, does that feel more like you guys?
If we're making shots, it feels like us. I think the way we've always been best is when Bron, when he has space to attack the basket and just wreak havoc. Whether he's attacking the basket to score for himself or kicking it out to shooters. That's the team that I played against, before I got here, and that's the team that I've been a part of the last season and a half. And puts people in a lot of binds. There's a lot of decisions you have to make. Where you're going to double team him or you're going to stand with shooters. So I think feels like when we're playing our best basketball, usually there's some kind of lineup like that. But there's moments for everything.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. I know you say all the time every game presents its own challenges, but Ty was talking for the last couple of days. He wanted you to be more assertive and aggressive early on. So when do you know that you've got it rolling early and you can take over a game the first 6 minutes like you did tonight?
It's just a feel. I mean, Coach Lou called up the first play for me and went down. So we went back to it. I was able to hit another one and just felt like I was in a really good rhythm. So I just try to see how long I can stay in that zone and just try to make a mark on the game early on, especially after the way we started at game one.
You got so many guys who have never been to the spot before. Is there any part of you always say game one's a feel-out game. Was there any part of you that just kind of sat back the other night and wanted to see how they responded to the moment and reacted to the moment?
Well, I mean, it's part of me, obviously, yeah. I mean, it's first experience for a lot of our guys in game one, and for me, like I said, it's always a fill-out game to see how teams are playing me, playing our team, and seeing the ways I can be better, and I broke down the film the last couple of days, seeing ways I could try to be better for our team. So, definitely, in game one, I was the, more of the mind, working than anything.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN. It almost wouldn't be Cavs-like if you didn't have a lineup change, considering you had 29 different ones in the regular season. But how do you feel like the presence of Kyle and JR from the start opened up your game and just overall helped the team?
Well, I mean, I think it's just familiarity, with that lineup, to start tonight. I mean, you got four guys that's played in postseason games before, and then you add G. Hill, who's got his own experience as well. So, that definitely helps from that standpoint. It allowed, JG and Rodney to kind of get settled into the game before their number was called. So, I think it worked well for us tonight.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. LeBron, we've talked a lot this year about the Cavs' identity and how much it has changed because of so many different lineups and so many different rosters that you've had, basically. When you play you with the four shooters, does it feel more like Cavaliers basketball to you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just try to be as productive as I can no matter what lineup is out there. To start the game, you can obviously with the space, with JR and Kyle's ability to shoot the ball, and obviously Kev, it creates a lot more space. But for me, I just try to be productive no matter what line is on the floor, and it felt good for us to get off to a good start.
Scott Sargent, WFNY. Brian, a lot of
talk is going to be about the offensive side of the new starting five. What can you say that those guys have done, or did, at least on the stretch, defensively as well?
I mean, listen, JR and Cal were huge, late game. JR being able to pick up Oladipo on that full court pressure, get the steal, get the layup. Cal getting switched off onto Thaddeus one possession where, could have went either way with the push off or a block, and then he comes right back and has a one-on-one matchup with Miles Turner and be able to get the strip late in the game. They were huge defensively. And we definitely needed that from them.
Tom Withers, AP. Bron, Victor somehow got open for that last three. Went through your mind when he had that open look from the right wing?
That we blew a coverage. That was the thought that went to my head. We blew a coverage, and we were lucky. And I'd much rather be on time, on target, than to be lucky. But he missed it, and we was able to get the rebound.
Overall, what do you think of the defensive effort by you guys?
I think we were better than game one, and we had some laws obviously once again, but I think we were in tune. We were more physical at the point of attack, and it definitely helped us out a lot.
LeBron, Jason Spells, WTHR in Indianapolis. Given the fact you all came out so strong, so powerful, 18-point lead, what does that tell you about the Pacers, their resiliency to come back and make this a game late?
That they're resilient.
A lot of teams struggle when teams get that big lead on the road in a difficult environment. Were you surprised they were able to come back?
No, I don't think any of these 16 teams that's in the postseason, 8 in the East, 8 in the West, that's going to struggle. If they get down. I think we're all here for a reason. We all punched our ticket for a reason, and Indiana is one of those teams as well.
Jeff Shadell, News Herald. So, LeBron, how do you think this sets things up for Game 3?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, the way you guys played tonight and the way they won Game 1, what do you think this means for the next game?
It means the series is tied 1-1 and it's going to Indiana. So, we got to be ready to play. They got a great crowd, and they're a really, really good team. So, it just sets up for Game 3. It's just the next game.
LeBron, PJ Ziegler, Fox 8. I know you said coming into this game that you wanted to be more assertive. Did you think it was going to take a 46-point effort to lead your team to victory?
I didn't come into the game saying I want to be assertive. Coach Lou said it. I never said. I said I'm going to play my game, and I did that tonight. I made some shots early, got into a rhythm. Defensively, I wanted to be in tune. I wanted to try to get my guys involved as well. But I mean, I don't come in the game saying I'm going to try to do this, I'm going to do that. It just kind of happens to flow the game. I play the game the right way, and that's just the result of it. So, we got some work to do tomorrow. We're going to watch the film, break it down, and see ways we can be better in Indiana, where we know it's going to be a very hostile environment come Friday.
No, I want to start out first. I just want to say condolences to the Popovich family. Just got news about his wife. Very sorry to hear that. The Popovich family, they're in our prayers, and anything we can do as far as the Cavs organization, we're willing to help. So thoughts and prayers go out to Popovich and his family.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. Is there an update on Kevin?
He's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he getting an X-ray?
No, he's good. He just a little jam thumb, a little whatever, but he's fine.
Okay. Then how come he didn't come back in?
Because we had a good flow going.
Okay. So he's okay.
He's
for
great.
Game 2.
Yes, sir. Ready to go. Game 3.
Game 3.
Yes, sir.
Dave McMenamin, ESPN. Ty, you said you wanted to see a more of an aggressive approach from LeBron James. Obviously, you got it. How much was that him taking over, and how much was that you adding some shooters to give him more spacing to deal with?
A little bit of both. I think he did a great job just being aggressive, attacking the basket early, setting the tone, for our team. And Defensively, I thought we were good again tonight, only giving up 6 threes. And, when you blitzing and you scrambling around, you're going to give some points in the paint with the bigs. But we'll take those twos over the threes. And, 2 games in a row, they haven't scored 100 points. So, but LeBron definitely did a great job just setting the tone early offensively. And they got our defense going as well.
Scott Sargent, WFNY, Coach, you clearly altered the starting lineup a little bit, and you got a lot out of LeBron. But did you get everything you wanted to see out of the other 4 guys as well?
I did. I thought JR was great defensively on Oladipo. I thought he really challenged him up the floor, picking him up full court, being physical with him, denying him the basketball. And at the end of the game, having a big steal, that went down and laid the basketball up. So JR's defensive aggression was really good for us to start that game.
And I don't want to presume, but you're sticking with this going forward?
Yes, sir.
Jason Lloyd, The Athletic. You mentioned it, the defense holding them under 102 in a row. What do you like best about the way you guys are defending right now?
I thought tonight, we were, it was clearly we were more physical to start the game. I thought we got up and pressured their guards. I thought we really denied their bigs, easy catches. I thought JR did a good job of denying Oladipo, G. Hill getting in the backcourt. So I liked our aggressiveness as far as just being physical, being on the bodies, and being aggressive as far as picking the ball up full court and also being in the passing lanes with the bigs.
I think you mentioned, I was tweeting, I think you mentioned something earlier about you give up 2s for 3s. They got a ton of paint points. Is that just pick your poison? You'd rather them scoring inside than at the 3-point line, or are you concerned at all that you're giving up, 60-some points?
I mean, you got to give up something. And when you got a guy like Oladipo who has it going and can get to where he wants to get to anytime, we want to try to take him out of the game. And I thought in the third quarter, he got aggressive, attacking the basket, attacking the blitz. But, overall, if they're only making 6 threes, they can't get to 100. We got to be able to at least score 100 points, going forward. So you got to give up something, like we talked about. But, 2 games in a row under 100 points for them is pretty good for us.
Last one real quick for me. Anything, do you need to see more out of Rodney and
I need
Clarkson?
to see more out of a lot of guys. Yeah.
Ty, getting back to your lineup change, what inspired the idea to throw 2 shooting guards in there?
I think talking to some of you guys throughout the course of the season, I told you I wanted to start Korver in the playoffs. You guys knew that. But, with the passing of his brother and then missing the last 2 or 3 games with his foot and then being sick, he just wasn't – he didn't think he had a rhythm. And he said he didn't think he had a rhythm either. But, talking to him when he missed practice the other day, I said, well, I want to start you like the same plan. He said, I'll be ready to go. And I said, you sure? He said, yes, I'll be ready to go. So by putting him in the starting lineup, we had to, also insert JR because I'm comfortable with JR. I've been there before with JR. I know what JR brings. And then he can guard Oladipo as well. So that was the reasoning.
Ron Podesta, the Sports Animal 1390. Talk about Kyle Korver's performance. He had a lot of clutch threes in the first half.
Kyle was great for us. I think opened the floor up. But more so than anything, I thought defensively. I mean, he had a few good rotations. He did a great job on Thad when we was in full rotation, taking the bigger guys, boxing out. So he does all the little things it takes to win. And when you want to win a championship, you got to do all the little things. And outside of his great shooting, just doing the little things and making the extra efforts, being in the right place defensively, taking 2 charges tonight, really set the tone for us, I thought. In that first half of taking 2 charges, I think on Oladipo was big for us. So Kevin, Bron, Kyle, they all took charges.
Ty, Hayden Grove, Cleveland.com. JR, you mentioned his defense. It looked like he was exerting a lot of energy out there. Is that something he can keep up for the rest of the series if he has to go against Oladipo? I mean, he has been coming off the bench. Is this conditioning there to be able to put forth that effort throughout the rest of the series?
Yeah, I think so. I think JR does a great job of priding himself of being in shape, doing all the extra work to be in shape. And, we played him a lot of minutes in that first half, but he just played so well. And then I tried to give him more of a break going into that fourth quarter, bringing back the last 6 where he can just, go all out. So he was able to pick up Oladipo full court, get that big steal for us, and, it was huge.
Ty Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. Just curious, in that second quarter to begin, it seemed like LeBron and Love were sitting for a little bit. Have you made it a point to play at least one of them on the court at all times with the
Yes,
guys?
I have, but just the foul trouble has been different. And then, Kevin getting tired at different times of the game because we asked him to do a lot. He's blitzing Oladipo, then sprinting back. So just all it matters about you know, how fatigued he gets. So I got him back in early to try to, you know, go to him in the post, especially in that fourth quarter, of bringing him back for LeBron and posting Kevin a lot in that fourth quarter.
And then getting back to JR, it just seems when he's engaged that he just brings so much energy. A couple of those plays, those hustle plays, going back and stripping, you know, Oladipo up in full court, and then the one in the first quarter. Just what does it mean to your team when he has that kind of energy?
It means a lot. Just showing the fight, showing the toughness that we need, bringing the physicality, and he's not scared to hit people. You know, you got to hit people in this league. It's not it's a contact sport. You know, and guys have to understand and realize that.
Steve Ashburn on NBA.com. Before and after Game 1, there was a lot of talk about some of your new guys and how they would respond or had responded or not to this level of play. As the series goes on, what do you expect to see from them as they get one more game under their belt?
I think they'll get more and more comfortable. But like I said before, just having LeBron and Caleb set the tone early, I think, would open it up for a lot of those guys. But they see what it takes. You know, if you want to be champions, if you want to, you know, go back to the NBA Finals, you know, teams are going to come after us. And we've had a lot of first-round tough matchups, you know, the whole 4 years I've been here. So it hasn't been easy, and they have to understand that. And we just got to be ready to get into the fight.
I think LeBron either took your first 7 shots, maybe. I know he made your first 6. Did you have some kind of edict, like he gets to shoot until X? It seemed like no matter what, he was shooting for at least the first 5-6 minutes.
Well, we just, you know, want him to set the tone, and he did that tonight by getting to the basket early, you know, making a couple of jump shots. But we ran the same first play until they stopped it. Then he kept getting what he wanted, and you know, he wanted to set the tone early, you know, and he did that, and we just kind of followed his lead from there. So, we got to be better going to Indiana games 3 and 4.